Funnily enough, it starts as an art journey and it probably turns into something darker and I suppose criminal for a lot of years, but then through the redemption side of it, it's turned back into the art journey. So it's come full circle. I just started literally by copying tattoo flash magazines, tattoos out of tattoo magazines, that sort of thing, doing tattoos. I really liked that. Of course, as a kid, you like painting cartoons, usually your favourite cartoon characters of the time. I don't know if that's what kids do these days, but that's what I did when I was a kid, man. Like I grew up in the 80s, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't a kid of the digital age, digital generation, so obviously I've grown up the old way. So yeah, that's a lot of what I did when I was a kid. As a result, it's why I still paint cartoons now. I started out doing that, did all that through my primary school and all that sort of business, whatnot. Art's always been the one thing that's always been constant through my life. It's been the one thing that I've always been able to fall back on, no matter what sort of art it's been. Far out, man. I did art right through high school, primary school, high school and that. And then when I left school, outside hobbies, got into tattooing, like I've gotten into airbrushing. I used to make model cars and I used to love, not so much the building the model cars, but the more the customizing, the painting side of it, the cool shit that you could do. I used to love doing that, man. That was really cool. Tattoo art was always very, very constant. Funnily enough, graffiti was something that only ever popped in and out of my life. It was only ever briefly, and from about early high school, really. But it only come in little periods. Like it interests me, but I could never ever find anyone that could teach me how to do it properly. You know what I mean? Yeah. I sort of had an idea of what to do and I really liked it, and I did try to develop my style over the years, but like, I don't know, I think in my mind, I think I had an idea of what graffiti was supposed to be, and I always wanted to blend my love of more so tattoo style art with the graffiti style, and I didn't ever know if that was a cool thing to do, and it's only now that I'm into graph and all that, it is a cool thing to do. It's why now that I'm 3 years in, I'm starting to tap into this realism side, and I'm starting to learn how to do all that sort of real high-end realism stuff. But yeah, no, back to the journey. Like I right through primary school, high school, it's always been art. Also did graphic art, because for a while there I really did want to, for some reason, wanted to do architecture. Yeah, architecture and graphic art, something around that. Unknowingly, I didn't know it at the time, but through graphic arts, doing graphic arts in high school, mind you, I'm talking about I was doing graphic arts before they were doing graphic arts on computer, right? Like I still had to do graphic arts the old school way, like drawing up house plans and architecture plans by hand. Unknowingly, that teaches you fundamentals of letter structure and all that. And I didn't even know it at the time, man, but like, because I grew up in the age where we still had handwriting at school and all of that business, cursive writing and everything like that. So I was very schooled in the fundamentals of handwriting and of such. So I've always had a really good hand style. I didn't realise it at the time that therein was lessons that I'd learnt that I would use later years down the track, and it's only been in the last year or so. Early lessons in graphics, graphic art and architecture really helped me later on in the years. I only got to midway through high school, end of grade 10 I think it was. I completed grade 10 and started year 11. I think I got 2 days into grade 11. I got suspended from grade 11, 2 days into the first year, and I just didn't go back. Realised, that school just wasn't for me. I was wagging too much anyway, you know what I mean? Doing all the silly shit that we did. Because by then, high school, I was actually living on Sunshine Coast, Bribey Island at that time, so it was more fun to go and hang out at the beach all day. Who wouldn't want to do that? Unfortunately, when I got out of school, I was already into the I was already pretty much into the drugs and shit. Like I would have started smoking pot when I was about 10. I started smoking pot. I didn't get into the harder drugs until my late teens. So I was always wagging school, smoking pot, going to the beach. It was basically when I fell out of school and I actually moved up north here. I didn't like Townsville, to be honest with you. I actually moved out west and I went and lived with cousins of mine, whatnot, for a few years. I moved back up towards the coast here. I actually lived out in Charters Towers for a good handful of years, and tables turned for me.
I was talking to this guy the other day and I asked him, what's in Charters Towers? And he goes, crackheads.
100%, bro. It hasn't changed, man. Like, I was living there at the start of the 2000s. I got there in 1999, I think it was. 19 in 2001, and I had my first child my first daughter was born. So yeah, I was pretty young, man, and I was already into back then it wasn't crack, it was just the old school amphetamine, what we used to call cat's piss, the old fucking slimy shit. Yep, goey. That's what that was back in the day. It was my first round when I was 18. Yeah, I sort of just didn't look back, man. I just hit it full strength. Took a lot of years away from me. And I battled addiction for years, man, like all up, you know. I didn't start getting sober until I was 38. It was always mainly weed and fast, but it was when I was in my early 20s, about 23, 24, I was doing my baking apprenticeship through Brumbies. I stuffed me back at work, fully stuffed me back. I'd done all my tailbone and everything like that. I couldn't walk for like 22 months, something like that. As a result, I was put on a Oxycontin script. Well, we all know where that goes. Next minute, a couple of years down the track, and I'm got a full-blown opiate addiction. That was the biggest thing, man. Was through the later years, it was the opiates. Really took a lot out of me, man. Man, I tried beating that habit quite a few times. That's a hard one to shake, man. That's a really hard one to shake. Like all these guys on the gear, man, they could shake it at any time, man. Like it's a psychological thing, man. Like dead set. You stay off the gear for 6 months and away from everyone and anything that has anything to do with it, you're fine. Opiates is different, man. It's a physical sickness, man, and it just fucks you up, man. And I won't lie, man, like fucking 7 years down the track, the only reason why I'm still sober right now is because I'm on an opiate substitution program, what they call a Suboxone. I get the injection every 3 weeks, sorry. But that keeps me sober. $7 every 3 weeks is better than $1,000 a day in my books, man. Better than the alternative, you know, and better than living the shit life. Yeah, no, I tried beating that habit quite a few times, man, and also a lot of years. Like most people, normal people would probably be like addicted to one or the other. I was addicted to both. Like I was using anywhere up to $1,000 worth of morphine a day. And then on top of that, I was using probably half a gram of gear on top, you know. It's just bullshit, brother, bullshit. No. You know what I mean? And then because I was obviously dealing right through it, because I've always been a dealer. I've always hustled to support my habit. So it's never ever cost me. When I got to the later years, you know, just before I think I would have been about, like I said, I didn't start getting fully sober until I was about 38. I'd tried many times before then, of course, through the agencies and whatnot, through my own personal experience. And this point that I'm about to say, we will come back to this again further down the track, but I didn't know it at the time. But unless you're truly in that mindset of wanting to give up, you're never going to shake it. You've got to be able to be in that mindset. Like you hear a lot of people say, yeah, I want to give up, but they're not making the steps, or they're not making the life change or address. The biggest thing is you need to address what it is that keeps you coming back and recurring addiction. I didn't figure that out. I didn't figure that out until I went to jail. All right, so for years there, you know, like I tried, for instance, man, there was twice there that I beat a massive big morphine habit by basically swapping one for the other. I just went cold turkey on the morphine, but I went full blowing on the gear. Used the gear to clean my system out, but then I ended up fucked up on the gear, you know, like, man, I tell you what, the last few years was brutal. I felt like there was no help, there was no fucking way out, I couldn't figure out my fucking purpose. I was fucking lost, bro. You know what I mean? Like I was that lost, man, that I was trying to fucking kill myself with overdoses, where I was mixing morphine and fentanyl into one fucking hit, man, and I'm having big hits of fentanyl and morphine. Fucking dying, bro. Coming back from it every time. My last fentanyl overdose, man, I was out 9.5 minutes, clinically dead. They fucking called it, bro. Threw the sheet over me and everything, brother. Word. Gives me fucking goosebumps just fucking think about it right now. Man, it's fucking, but that was 18. That was number 18 in 2 years. That was the one that made me realise, like, and then it was roughly about 3 months later, I ended up on the other side of it, where I made fentanyl shots up for a very close friend and my ex-partner, and I nearly killed the pair of them within a week of each other, man. It was just lucky, like, man, that didn't happen, you know, but that shit still fucking haunts me, man, like, fucking. It's rough. Seems like the hardest lessons we learn in life, man, are the ones that change us, you know what I mean? And that helped me fucking stay just well clear of that shit, man. But yeah, it wasn't too far after that I ended up in jail for an armed robbery, December 30, 2018. Fuck, what a day that was, man. I barely even remember any of that day. To be honest with you, I was asleep most of the day because I was I was actually hanging out. I didn't have any downer, I didn't have any morphine or anything like that. I couldn't get on until the next day, and basically I was using Lyrica, because when we didn't have morphine, we'd have Lyrica, and Lyrica wouldn't fix you, but it'd sort of fucking hold you, you know, from being super green, super sick. So I'd had a fuckload of Lyrica and I'd passed out for the day. I didn't know that throughout while I was asleep that my ex-missus, she's a fucking sneaky fucking snake, mate. Yeah, when we were together and the pair of us were on the drugs, man, it was fucking crazy some of the shit that we used to come up with fucking together. Anyway, she formulated this fucking plan while I was asleep, basically going to case this fucking place and all the rest of it, and fucking she wakes me up at 7 o'clock at night. I'm stoked as fuck on Lyrica, bro. She has this fucking plan of, yeah, we'll go in and fucking do a stick up. She'll be the cocky. Look out. In my stupid fogginess, half asleep, fucking, I'm like, yeah, it sounds like a good plan. Never been a violent offender in my life, mate. Never, mate. Yeah, over 7 o'clock, man. By 7:45, I was locked up, 45 minutes, dude. In that 45 minutes, I went and done an armed robbery. Within the 5 minutes of doing the armed robbery, I managed to get to my drug dealer's place around the corner, which was only a few minutes around the corner. I managed to have a massive big shot of amphetamine. I walked out the driveway to the tactical squad with 3 fucking tasers pointed at me, because I just had a gut load of amphetamines and I was fucking fully man, I also had the adrenaline running through me from doing the armed robbery, bro. I'd just done an armed robbery within 5 minutes, bro, like, and then I'd had a big load of amphetamines on top. What do you think I thought I was, man? I thought I was fucking Superman, bro. I fucking had a crack at them cunts, man. I got taken down, I got arrested. It was on the news, man, it was shit. In the armed robbery, she actually said that I held a knife to her throat. Yeah, man. And on top of that, there was extra money that went missing that I know that, because they only found me with a certain amount of money, but there was extra money missing, and I accounted for all the money that I took and everything like that. So the funny thing is, a lot of people don't know, is I only barely knew of this person, but my ex-missus, she knew the person that the robbery was happening, and she knew full well that I wouldn't have to do anything extreme, you know. She basically knew that me walking in there with just bellied up, that would be enough. I won't lie and say that I didn't have that thing in my fucking hand when I walked in, but of course, you know, you got put on a bit of a show. I knew that I didn't have to wave it around, and I knew that I didn't have to fucking hold my fucking throat or anything like that. That really fucked me up, that did. It is what it is. Anyway, so got arrested. They ended up picking up my ex-missus as well, and this comes back down to old school loyalty. I don't know, some people might call it fucking stupidity. I don't know, man. Yeah, they come in the fucking watch house and they asked me if she had anything to do with it, and I said no. She had nothing to do with it. It was all over camera that they'd seen it all over camera, casing the place and everything, bro. And that come down to that bit me in the arse in court. They released her within 2 hours of being in the watch house. They'd come back to bite me in the arse in court, as I said. Once I'd done 10 months on remand, which was actually pretty fucking quick, but it was only because I straight up said, yep, I pled guilty to it. Let's just fucking get this over and done with. Because when you're sitting on remand, you're sitting on a high classification. And while I was sitting on remand, in that 10 months, I couldn't progress forward to what they call residential. I couldn't. While you're on remand, you're stuck in the secure unit, okay? So yeah, I wanted to progress that get that progress forward, just get it over and done with. So yeah, basically I'd done 10 months on remand. Once I got into court, I would have got charged 3 years, but I got an extra year on top, partly because I purred her into the court, because I said that she had nothing to do with it, and because she walked away from it, they basically said, look, someone's got to do time for her bullshit, so I got fucking an extra year on top, man. It's fucked up, eh? Oh, man, she wasn't very loyal, unfortunately. Man, I thought by doing that loyal act, I thought she would have been by my side, man, all the way, man, but no, typical fucking narcissist bitch. By this stage, I'd been with her for 10 years, bro. Yeah, man, she ended up fucking off on me while I was in jail, just left me posted here. Fucked off down to Sydney. Basically, she got stuck down in Sydney through COVID, because when I got locked up, it was just before COVID. My parole date actually come up right as they shut the prisons down for fucking COVID. I was supposed to get parole at 16 months, and it was just lucky that I'd had my parole in, so I had to wait an extra 3 months. I ended up doing 19 months on parole, on inside before I got parole. I got out July 2020 on the program and everything like that. That first jail stint was rough, man, like, especially the first year I was in there, basically, you know, like, when I went to jail there, they didn't have a program in there. So basically I went to jail with 1,000 milligram a day fucking habit, plus all the gear on top, and I had to go in and go cold turkey, bro. It was shit. I didn't sleep, man, properly, man, for the first few months, man, because my previous mental health history and all that. They put me on suicide watch, had me in my own cell for fucking months, everything like that. Which at the time I didn't really fucking mind, but like throughout it all, that little jail stint is what helped me get, as much as it was a bad thing, the act itself was bad and everything like that. I've since apologised to the person since getting out, all the rest of it, I've made me peace with it, you know, like, there's nothing anyone that can say to me anything about it, but the one little silver lining that I took from it was that it got me fucking sober. And the reason why, man, like, to be honest with you, I'm terrified of going backwards now. I'm terrified of addiction now. I did it in the worst way possible. Like the previous times, you know, I was outside, whereas this time around when I had to get sober, man, I was basically in a cell by myself, man. At that time, man, because of the way the prison were, man, sometimes we were getting locked down, man, for days on end, man, without getting unlocked, you know what I mean? Like, it was fucked, man. So, basically, I'm in this fucking cell, wigging the fuck out, coming down, no fucking Suboxone or anything like that to fucking help me. I'm just, like, in the throes of the worst fucking withdrawal possible. Can't fucking sleep, fucking stuck in a cell by myself, man. Like, what do you do? You know, like, some cunts go crazy, man. Like, I think I did go crazy. Maybe it did turn me for a bit there, but I realised, man, like, it was in that moment that I woke up. And this is where I come back to when you're ready to give up. You can say it, but in that moment, I realised that unless I faced up to what was making me come back to that addiction, I was never ever going to be free of it. That in that moment, that shake it and face up to whatever it was that kept coming back, that I was going to spend a life sitting in a fucking cell like that. And I just, yeah. And that's where you spend basically time locked down, where you're not only coming down, you're fucking doing all that bullshit, but you have to basically face your demons, man, and fucking figure it out what it is. I did all that, made me peace with all of that, and that's why now it's just like there's nothing that, since I've gotten out, there's just nothing that made me want to go back to it, you know. It's been really good. 7 years off the slow, you know, like it was, it's been a long road. Yeah, I definitely just couldn't go back to it. I've had issues with the gear since. When I first got out, July 2020, when I first got out of jail, I basically got straight back into the gear. I won't lie to you. Flat out. I did stop for about almost a year before I got locked up on a parole violation. But I actually did really well. I managed to stay out on parole. But when I got out at July 2020, I was actually still had 2.5 years to serve. So I still had 2.5 years on parole. And I actually did really well, dude. I did almost 18 months with no police interaction. And I was running around town, man, getting off my fucking head. And I was starting to graft. I was doing toy shit, man. I was running around 3 o'clock in the morning with a bag full of spray paint, fried off my head, not knowing that if I could have got pulled up, that could have sent me back to jail. I didn't know nothing about the system, bro, you know what I mean? Like, it took me until I was 38 to go to jail. Most people have done fucking years of jail before then. I hadn't done jail, man. 38, I got to 38, man. I done really well because I'd been a drug dealer all my life, you know what I mean? Like, and I'd been really quiet about it. And that's why when I got to jail, the few mates that I had when I was in jail, they straight up pulled me up and they said, dude, what the fuck? They knew, man, that I'm not a violent offender. They knew that my ex straight up had, they said, I bet you she had fucking something to do with it. And they were right, man. They knew straight up, man. You know, I'm not a violent offender. And it's like, yeah. So after 18 months, I had a series of fucking scooter accidents on them rental ones in town, man. And through the scooter accidents, and also got hit by a car, I really fucked my leg up. And even through fucking my leg up, I still did not go back to the opiates. I still did not even take medicated opiates, man. I just smoked pot right through it, bro. That's what happened. Because I was smoking pot, I ended up going around and I bought an ounce of black market right at the time that I was trying to get onto the medical. Cunts pinched me up with a fucking ounce of fucking black market, bro. And that ounce of black market obviously was enough to send me back to fucking jail on a parole violation. So I went back to jail on parole violation. I did 5 weeks on suspended parole. Wrote a letter to the parole board explaining why I got picked up with the ounce and the circumstances. Basically what I said in the parole letter, I went into court and represented myself and basically said the same thing. And because I had the dash to get up and represent myself, and because I'd been in there 5 weeks on a suspended parole, the judge turned around and only gave me a fine, which was really good, which meant no added time on top, which meant I could walk out of court. But I didn't. I walked out of court and I had like, I don't know, man, women like 6 months tops. Tell me full time, so I just smashed it out full time, you know what I mean? Yeah. that was that. But I made a yeah, I got out to a really fucked situation, dude. Like, it was fucked, man. My ex-missus, man, like I said, she done armed robbery and that. And after I got out the first time around on parole, she did end up coming back from Sydney, and we ended up reconnecting. And I probably shouldn't have, man, because if I'd known, you can never ever say, you know, if you only knew what you knew, man, fuck it, you know what I mean? Like, I had suspicions of other shit, man, that had happened in the past, and I wasn't like 100%, you know, but like, I always just gave it the benefit of the doubt. Or I don't know, maybe if it was just, now I look at it back at it, I don't know, maybe I look at it deep down I really knew and I just didn't want to fucking accept it or what. But she was a sneaky cunt, bro. She was a fucking sneaky cunt, man, and she was good at covering her tracks. So basically I got out at the second time around, and when I went back in on the parole violation, dude, I would have been in there 6 weeks, no more than 6 weeks. And she ended up back on the fucking junk, hooked up with a so-called mate of mine that I'd been mates with for 24 fucking years. This is my ex-missus. Mate, I've been with her for 13 years at this point. Hooked up with a mate of mine, so-called mate of mine that I'd known for fucking 20-something years. Just a putrid cunt. I go to get a parole address at my ex-missus' place, and I can't get a parole address because she's moved this cunt in. That's how I found out about it. I'm like, yeah, fuck. And then I get out, man, and she's fucking pregnant to the cunt. Right, man, every cunt expected me to get out and lose my fucking marbles, man, and just go fucking apeshit. And dead set, man, if I would have listened to every cunt and just said, rightio, fuck it, and got back on the gear, man, I know what I'm like, bro. I know I would have went round, I would have fucked shit up, man, and I would have ended up back in jail, man. I couldn't give him that benefit, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, yeah, I'm doing my own thing now, you know what I mean? It was hard, man, them couple months, man, you know, like, funnily enough, that's where all this come about. Basically, I was in a shit headspace, dude. I knew that I was fucking vulnerable at going backwards. I threw myself into art therapy, basically. I knew there was, like, because I'd done many years of mental health, been through the system and everything like that, I knew what works for me, you know, I know, done enough therapy and all the rest of it, but I also knew that there was nothing that sitting in a fucking room with some cunt with it was gonna help me, you know what I mean? Like, so I basically did what they call art therapy. Just threw myself into my art, just fucking full ball, man. And it was through that I ended up refinding my love for graffiti. What possessions I got back off my ex, which wasn't fucking much, man, but she rinsed me of fucking everything valuable while I was in jail. There was a couple of spray cans in the bottom, man. I don't know, man, it's just like a sign, man, like, get into it. So yeah, I just went and bought another fucking round of cans and just started practicing like fucking furious, man. That was middle of 2023, probably about the 3 or 4 months before I went back in on the parole violation, that I started picking up the want to do graph. In all, when you take out the jail time period in jail, you know, I spent 3 months as a toy basically before I went to jail. Back into jail on the parole violation. I got out of jail. I'd done another 3 months as a toy. I got picked up by a local business that wanted me to do something for them. I realised that I could do something with it. I wasn't ready. That was something I wanted to do, but I felt I wasn't ready at that time. But I also felt like I wasn't going to get the opportunity again, you know what I mean? I just took it and went running with it, man. I just went in full steam ahead and just looked at it as failure's not an option. Flung for the fences, man, and I knocked the job out. Knocked it out of the park. I had the same attitude with every job, man, in 2024. Every single job through 2024, man. High praise, not one fucking complaint. Knocked every job out of the park, man. Like, I basically spent 2024 learning on the job and perfecting my jobs, but I'd come home and I'd also put another 6 hours in once I got home, man, into my own fucking shit, you know what I mean? Like, I was just constantly paint, man. But I knew, man, like, as long as I kept my focus up and I kept busy, man, I had no reason to go backwards or want to do anything else, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, it's been good. It's been almost 2 years now, and it's been difficult. Like first year was actually pretty cruisy, you know. Like, I struggled a little bit at the start, you know, to get the numbers up and get jobs up, and then once I started working out how I could do that, it was all good. And I thought this year was going to be better, but I was fucking real wrong on that, because like this year, by this time last year, I've done a number of jobs. Honestly, this year I've done 2 big jobs this year, and I've only done a handful of smallies. Like, it's only been because of the shit monsoon season that we had this year. It's been 2.5 months solid of rain, and then I've had injuries this year where I redone my ankle at the start of the year. And then on my very first job back, I fucked my knee. And then I've only just recently come good off stacking the scooter where I broke my collarbone, my elbow, and my couple of ribs. I was literally just about to go back to work. And then I fucking went for another slide over the bars 2 weekends ago, and I smashed a few more of my front teeth up. So yeah, there's no working until I get that fucking sorted, unfortunately. So yeah, basically at the moment I'm just keeping busy with doing what I'm doing, man. Doing what I'm doing. It's been difficult, man, but like I said, man, you just gotta take life one day at a time. That's one of the biggest things when you're coming back from addiction, you know. As long as you stay busy in that. I personally think I sort of can't understand. The one thing I can't understand is like I do understand what relapse is and all of that business, but in a way I kind of see that as a little bit of an excuse, man, especially if you go backwards, especially for someone like myself that's been clean for so long. Like I don't understand they want to go backwards. Like I've had a bit of shit recently, like the shit's been piling up, and I'm worried. I get worried of that. I get worried of what I'm like when I'm in a fucking pit of fucking depression. As long as I fucking shake myself out of it, you know, I'm not too bad, you know, and that's what usually where I take a step back and I realise, you know, you just can't control everything. You can't control fucking what goes on all the time, man. Sometimes you just gotta take a back seat and just let things go, man, hey? You know what I mean? Otherwise you just, if you're too much into it, you just get fucking stressed out over shit, man. Like, there's been a bit of drama on the walls and shit lately, man, that I was getting stressed out over, you know, and like, it's just because I put so much fucking heart and soul into my artwork, and then to see it trashed, like, just fucking openly disrespected, man. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, it's hard, man, not to fucking just go, you know what? Fuck the walls, we'll just fucking punch on over the shit, man. Like, dead set, bro, man. But then you realise, man, that it's just a bunch of fucking kids shit stirring you, man, because they're just straight up fucking jealous, man. It's just fucking stupid. So, yeah, I don't know, man. There's just something about graph. My love of art has helped me stay sober and keep going forward. Once I started really diving down the graffiti rabbit hole, bro, I don't know, man. I can't explain it. I can't put it into words. There's something about fucking graph, man. Like, man, like I'm an insomniac, dude, man. I barely sleep as it is, man. Like when I'm awake, man, there's tools on my brain, man. It's just graph. Like it's just, I'm constantly thinking of the next piece, man, that I can do, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm always constantly planning 3-4 pieces ahead, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, maybe that's what's kept me like sober, I don't know. That love of it, yeah, I'm not too sure. I had a mate only a few months ago, man, and he was going down the road of sober and all of that. And that's what I used to say to him, man, like, when you want to get fucked up, man, like, fuck that off, man, just come and paint a piece. Just come paint a piece, man. I don't know, there's just something about that freedom, man, like painting that piece, man. Like, for me, like, when I'm painting, man, like, I just, this world and everything in it, man, just doesn't matter, man. Like, literally, man, the moment my hand touches that canvas, like an astral projection, man, and I'm in my own world, man, and I'm in fucking heaven, man, you know what I mean? Like, there's just something about that feeling, man, that just can't be touched, can't be replicated, man. I don't know, maybe that's the same feeling that cunts get from jumping out of an aeroplane or surfing a fucking shit big wave. Maybe that's what drives them, maybe that's the rush that they fucking look for, man, but for me, it's fucking painting a wall, bro, for sure, man. It's fucking dope as hell, man. And if you can get in there and paint with someone else, man, regardless of skill level, man, just paint alongside someone, man, that's fucking mad, you know what I mean? That's why I always tell these young cunts, man, like, it kind of annoys me, man, like, you go and paint a piece with them and, like, you'll do a sick piece and, yeah, theirs isn't it. I hate the word toy, I fucking hate the word toy. I prefer amateur, man, like, painter in training, artist in training, whatever, man, I hate that fucking word toy, man, but, like, they go, does that look toy? It's like, dude, I hate using that word, man. No, it doesn't, man. Like, fucking, this is what you need to work on, you know, like, but overall, you know, it's a good piece, you know, like, lift them up, good to help pass on the knowledge. You gotta spread it around, man. It's been kept underground for too long.
One more question that came to mind, and it's that, do you feel like the drug dealing side of your life, going out finding clients, getting big deals, translates to graffiti as well? Because you're finding businesses that'll pay you?
No. There is a little bit. The only thing that is similar to that, and I've actually said it very recently, is the life just, it's not so much graffiti, it's just the life of a paid artist. If you want to embrace the social media train, whatever it is, that yeah, you can. I've heard there is ways that you can generate like big solid steady incomes, but if you're just doing it the way that I'm doing it, where you're not fully doing the social media thing, where you're just sort of on the fringes, you know, you're just posting a bit here and there, man, you're basically going off your reputation and word of mouth around, you know. That's why I've only got, you know, a few hundred fucking followers, and a lot of them have been clients, and you know, people I've done jobs that know what I'm doing. So as a result, the life of an artist, it's very feast or famine, meaning some weeks, you know, like you might, you know, just have a pretty average week where you're not making that much, whereas other weeks, you know, you might smash out, say, 3-4 big jobs, man, and you got fucking couple of grand in your hand for the week, you know what I mean? Dealing was very much the same, you know. You had times, man, where you was like, man, you're struggling and you can't fucking move enough, man, to make that bit of extra scratch. But then there's other weeks where just out of nowhere, man, you might fucking have a couple of extra fucking random deals just magically pop up out of nowhere, and suddenly you're having a fucking a feast week where you're cheering, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's the only thing that I find that's similar in that retrospect, man. I had a joke about that the other week actually, and that was, yeah, the life. I said, you know, like, I've stepped away from the whole dealing side, like, I've been away for 7 years, blah, 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 I've been clean. But now I'm doing something else, and my financial situation is very similar. It's feast or famine. Like, I've always got that steady income, you know, but, like, just to have that extra, yeah, some weeks, like I said, feast, some weeks it's famine, but figures the way things have been this year and whatnot, it's been more famine than anything. So, like, last year, because I was working a lot, basically my personal paint use wasn't costing me, of course. This year, because I've been working, my paint use is costing me. That's another reason why I'm a little bit chalky about what's been going on the walls around town, because, you know, like, a lot of them pieces, man, especially ones I've done recently, they're costing me, man, you know what I mean? And, like, to see them get destroyed, yeah. So, yeah, that's how that sort of translates, man, just from that side, eh? Pretty much. But other than that, yeah, no real difference. Nothing else really similar to it or anything like that. It's just the financial side of it. Some weeks can be good, some weeks can be pretty average, you know what I mean? Social media, both on Facebook and Insta, is under Menace420 Graffiti Art. Don't be afraid to have a go, man, and keep it on the walls.